Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to go over the junk journal that I created for my husband and I. In a couple of the previous videos, I shared with you guys the fact that he kind of pushed me towards this project to kind of get me back into crafting. And again, I'm very, very grateful that he did that. So this kind of like jump started it. And I really enjoyed how it came out. It's a little bit larger than I'd anticipated, but I think that it turned out quite nice. And if you guys are interested in how I created it, just leave me a comment below and I will do maybe some like craft with me videos and such like that, and just kind of do them with you instead of just showing you the end product. I do have some more projects that I would like to go over with you guys that I had completed in the last, I don't know, however long I've been gone, year and a half, something like that. I've been gone for a minute. But anyway, this is a printable. I do not remember the location that I got this from. I get my printables all over the place. I buy some, I Google some, I Pinterest some. Like, they are from all over the place. So I found this. It says Once Upon a Dream. I really enjoyed that. This actually is a napkin that I purchased, I believe, from Tuesday Morning. I don't know when I bought these, but that's the napkin set that I had used for the covers, and now it's not going to go back to my little spot. There it is. This is some lace that I got. I believe I got this from AliExpress. This is also some lace that I got from AliExpress, and this is just the same as the front here. I just cut a piece because this is actually the way the lace sits. It's just a very long or very wide rather lace, and so I cut it widthwise to go across this way, and then I just covered the sides like so. This spine is, as you can see, it is not flush against the front covers and the back covers. It is kind of like out away from my spine itself, and I kind of wanted it like that because I wanted to be able to have room in the book when I opened the book to like lay it flat, and I didn't want it to be too awful huge. I did make a very huge one. I made one for my daughter, Haven, and she helped me with it, and she kept saying, I want this, I want this, I want this. It's like a 4-inch spine. It's insane. It's not finished, so I'm not going to show you guys yet, but so this is the book, and we will look inside as I'm sitting on the little, and this is just ribbon, just regular old white ribbon that I did not tea stain or anything. I just took my little handy dandy inker, and basically I laid it down and I went like this, just like that. I do that a lot, actually. So this is the back. I'll show you that since it's already here. I still have my paper down from when I was doing a lot of, spraying and dyeing and whatnot. So this is another printable, and this says, believe in the fairies who make dreams come true. Believe in the wonder, the star and the moon. Believe in the magic from the fairies above. They dance on flowers and sing songs of love. And if you just believe and always stay true, the fairies will be there to watch over you. So I thought that was really cute. It's got a picture of a fairy up here, and I added some butterflies. These are just some printables that I had printed out, and I don't think I have my bag handy. I don't. And it's just like little cards that I had cut the little images out of those. This is from an ephemera pack. I believe it's Graphic 45. It's from these guys here, and I believe it's Myanmar or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I just used one of those. I thought that was really cute and fitting. And then we'll flip to the front and go through it. Stay. So I have used the journal. It is brand new, so I haven't really used it a lot. My husband has also used it. And then this is the front piece that I had done. And so basically what I did with that is, I'm just grabbing my supplies over here. So I had book pages. I had taken apart a book that I often do. And I had old book pages, and basically I just took a couple pages and I just tore them in random pieces and just kind of collaged them, if you will, here. And then I took my inker. Actually, before I did that, I took this white glue, just very traditional Jot white glue. And I liked this because I don't get that real high gloss that I get even from matte Mod Podge. Like, even if you use matte Mod Podge, you still get a sheen and a gloss. And I didn't really want that in this journal because I do have shiny pages in here, but I didn't want it on my cover. So I just used, you know, just white glue, got it Dollar Tree, and just spread it across, used my little brush and went did that. Added some stickers here and there to kind of break up the monotonous of the paper. And then I inked it. And the stickers are from Prima. So as you guys can tell, there is a very good mix of products here. There's a mix of, you know, name brand, off brand, readily available, Dollar Tree, or a little bit more hard to get, AliExpress. And I say hard to get because it takes like 2 or 3 weeks to get there, because they are shipping from overseas. So this is just an entry that I made 10/26/18, just to give you an idea of how new it really is. And it was just like, hey, what's up? Saying that I have a wonderful husband. I have some writing. I did use I have alarms set on my phone, and every time my alarm goes off, it'll cut the video. So that's what that was. But I was saying that I have notebook paper in here, and the lines are horizontal. So how I did that is, let me grab this composition notebook. I used a composition notebook, and because of the way the composition notebooks are created, you can go in, and this is a graph one, so you do the same thing with regular ones, but you would go in and you would snip these little threads right down the middle, and you would unbind the entire notebook. So don't do that unless you are willing to unbind the whole thing. So I did that, and then I was left with an entire book of composition notebook and pages. So then I was able to add them to have to have horizontal lines. Otherwise, if you use notebook paper like that, you're going to end up folding it in half, and you're going to have vertical lines. So you're either going to be writing sideways, or you're just going to cover it up. Excuse me. Or you're just going to cover it up with, whatever. So we added these, oh gosh, what are these? Boarding passes. So I have a couple in there because my husband was just on deployment again. And if you're familiar with the military, then you know if you have to go somewhere, the military pays for it, pays for your flight. Well, it was a very long flight. He was in Guam, and we live in Washington. So on the way back, he had upgraded those seats to first class. And I was very jealous of him because on the Guam flight from Guam to Hawaii, he got those lay down seats where you could lay down and just kind of like sleep, if you will. It was like a bed. It was crazy. Anyway, I was very jealous of him. So, because I've never been on a first class. I've never even been in business class. I've always just had the economy, because that's what you do. Anyway, so we recorded those. And there's a couple of them because there was a couple different flights. And it just says, welcome back. Okay, and then this one here is kind of funny. So we're pretty big into gaming. And one of our big games that we like to watch as well as play is called League of Legends. And this is just one of our teams had gotten very, very far in the world's competition. And it's very popular. It's like a multi-million-dollar, you know, event, if you will. And it was done in Korea this year. And anyway, one of our teams got very far. So I actually wrote down their roster, or not their roster, but their itinerary of, you know, their wins and losses. This is just an entry from my husband. This is an entry from me. This is a kind of a postcard from the tattoo shop, and I had my artist sign it right here, and he dated it, and I had entered this on 10/26. But this, Zach is his name, and he has done all but one of my tattoos. I have a total of 4. If you count this one as 2, because this little part right here is much older. Like this little part I got done about a year ago. And then this little part right here I had gotten done like Monday. I don't know what time this video is going to go up, so I had gotten it done probably about a week ago. Anyway, I wanted to keep that. And so this is actually one of my picture frames from my wall broke. And so instead of fixing the picture frame, I just took all the pictures out and put them in my book. And there you go. And that's my husband. This was many years ago. This was when my son, who is now 12, was a baby. And he was playing in the bathtub with Daddy. And Daddy decided to put on the baby's towel. So that's what that is. And then this is a little bit later. This is a picture of my kids when they were super young. This is again my son when he was very young. First time playing with a motorcycle helmet. My mom's got motorcycles, and so yeah. And this is my youngest born. This is my oldest, who is now 17, holding Sydney. This is a bonfire at my dad's house. And as you can see, I'm using all kinds of different types of paper, which is kind of why I'm going through this with you guys, to show you that you don't have to use one type of paper. You can use one type of paper, and I plan on doing a journal with one type of paper. I don't know when yet, but I did want to show you guys that you can use all kinds of different things. Like this here is printed. I just print this on copy paper and then cut it down the size that I wanted. Same thing with this. I just printed it on copy paper. The back of it, because it was stark white, I just used a bunch of sprays and I went all over the place, and that's where this little thing over here came in handy. And then this is just a book page. I've mentioned in other videos how I like the books that have signature bound pages, and this is why, because I can take this whole section and I can put it inside my signature. This is just a flyer. We go to Seattle pretty often because it's pretty close to us. So every time we go, I grab a flyer or two. And the last time I went, I think I grabbed like 4 or 5 different flyers and pamphlets and such like that. So this little paper here is just, I don't know, from some old notebook that I had. It looks like class notes. Maybe it was an agenda or some sort. This is just another flyer. It says cupcakes and homemade ice cream. This is just another notebook, and this is the beginning of the signature. So this was kind of cool. This is the baby's first picture, and this is an ultrasound picture of my youngest daughter. I haven't wrote in this part, but I found this on my desk. Apparently one of my kids found it, which I'm grateful because now I can put it in my book and it'll be nice and safe. But I found it on my desk and I was like, oh, let me add that real quick. So I recently got some postcards from a vintage shop and I added those in. So this is not Sully's Bakery, but Sly's Bakery. It is a bakery in Poulsbo, which I enjoy Poulsbo. Farmer's Market, and this is just an event, basically event calendar for Poulsbo. Another postcard. This is a little pocket that I put on top of an envelope. So the envelope I added, This was not part of the original signature, but I did add the envelope because I added my little card. And if you did not watch my other video, this is very cute. I'm just going to hold it up so you guys can read it. That way you can choose not to read it if you'd like. But, I mean, I don't think they're too offensive, but they are, you know, I don't know. Anyway, this is just a little pocket that I made with an old back page. This is another piece of that ephemera that I was telling you guys about. This is a piece of a doily. Just glued to the back of it. And I just taped it in here, right here. So this is the one of the cover pages to a book that I just got, and this is the book. This is a 1909 book, and I cannot find this book anywhere else because I wanted to get more copies of it. This is the other half of the page because it's signature bound, but this is the other half of it, and I wanted to find this again, but I cannot find it, and which makes me kind of wonder if I got like a really good deal on it or something. But anyway, this is another postcard, another flyer, another envelope, another postcard, another card here, another card with some extra writing space. I haven't written in this yet, obviously. This is just attached it to a book page. Another card, and that is the end of my edition so far. Like I said, this is a pretty new book. I've only just started adding stuff to it, but now we can go through the rest of the pages, and you can see that this is just like spackled, not spackled, but just like sprayed. And then this is the other side, and as you can see also, these are not even necessarily. Like, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to whether the pages were perfectly even, perfectly squared. I just wanted to put something together that I liked. I liked the different textures of the pages. The pages were pretty and, you know, useful, and that's the end of that signature, and you can see right there that that's the end of that signature. Here's another book page, and I just, like I said, I wanted to, you can see again here how it's not perfectly even, and this is a shiny page. I don't know, this was the first journal that I had done. I have done 2 since, but this was the first one that I created, and I really enjoyed how it turned out. This is actually a book sleeve, and I liked the structure of it. I liked the integrity of it, so I wanted to use it. I don't know what the book is called, but it's a book sleeve. Notebook paper here. This is, we all know this. This is a Joann's flyer. And I get those in the mail, so I'm just going to skip that next page because it actually has my street address on it. Which, I mean, doesn't really matter because I'm only going to be here for like an extra 2 months. But this is another pamphlet from like a hotel or whatever. Book page. This is printed image. Notebook paper, printed image. Another pamphlet. The other piece of the Joann's flyer. Notebook paper. This is, oh, that's what it is. The Steamboater, maybe. And it is from Harry Sinclair Drago. Anyway, like I said, I really enjoyed the image. I liked the integrity of the page. I didn't have to do anything to it as far as ink it or anything because it's already super old. This is also from an older music book. I believe I have music pages in here too. Not sure. This is another flyer. This is from a book called The Diaries of an Edwardian Country Lady or something like that. It's a very popular book among the junk journal enthusiasts. I got this book a while back, probably about 2.5 years ago, and I'm just now using some of the pages. This is printed. This is some of the coffee dyed paper that I have. I do not have a lot up. I've only dyed paper once, and I have like a very small stash of it, and it's just like a mix match of papers. It's not like any one type. I really enjoyed this. This was a printed image as well. But as you can see, I was very, like, I guess lenient on the positioning of the paper because I wanted it to be different. I wanted it to be unique. Oh, and this is what I was talking about. If you want vertical or horizontal lines with notebook paper, you have to fold it this way, and your page will be very short. And if you want it to be longer, your lines will be vertical. So this is another side of the page. I think this was scrapbook paper that I dyed. Let's see. Printed. This is another side of the Edwardian lady, or the Edwardian country lady, or something like that. Another pamphlet. This was a torn piece of scrapbook paper that I dyed. This was the side of some journal. This I did not dye. This was just as is. Nice stains on it, which I enjoy. And then I love the feel of this. This is the wax paper that I used when I was dyeing. Papers. And see, this is another example of the not straight. This is very crooked, very off center. It's torn. It's cut here and here. Yeah. Some more journaling page. These pages are all printed. Anything like this, they're all printed. I used a very small handful of scrapbook paper in this journal. The scrapbook paper that I did use, if I'm not mistaken, has all been dyed. Like this is a piece of scrapbook paper, and it was dyed. The October month of the Edwardian Journal Diary. And again, off center, pamphlet, music, another printed, another pamphlet. I did learn something though in hindsight, because I put an entire, you'll see it, I put an entire signature of just the notebook paper, and in hindsight, I wish I did not do that, because it limits the amount of just stuff. It limits the diversity, if you will. And this is the whole signature right here. This entire signature is nothing but notebook paper. And this is what I was talking about though. When you take the book apart like that, you can put the whole signature in there if you want. And you can make your, you can create an entire journal out of just a couple composition notebooks. And that way you'll be able to design it and whatnot the way you want if you just want to write in it. But I kind of wish I didn't do that, just because I like the diversity of the different pages and papers. And this one is cute. It's super tiny. Another music page. Another printed page. This is a paper bag. I like the feel of the paper bags. The other side. Book page. Printed page. Now, as you guys can see, this is a very large book. There are 10 pieces of paper in each signature. That does not include the extra editions that I add after the book is already bound. This is just tracing paper, again with the, I wish I wouldn't have done the whole signature like this, but kind of wish I would have just added this into other signatures, but I did not. Hindsight is 2020. But anyway, each signature has 10 pieces of paper, and there are, I believe, 14 signatures. So there's a crap ton of space to write and draw and doodle and add stuff and all kinds of stuff. There's another pamphlet. This is just like a notepad, one of those, and I wanted the full image, so I put it just barely on the other side of the stitches. I might have to secure that with tape or something, because I don't know how long it's going to last like that, because it's right on the edge. It's another pamphlet. Music, printed napkin, printed journal, printed, this is a card, printed, Edwardian lady, tea-dyed, or coffee dyed, I don't do tea dyed. Drink my tea. I like tea. I like coffee too, but I don't drink coffee like that. I drink it out of I'm kind of a snob in that aspect. I either buy it or I drink it out of the K-cup. This is also got my address on it. This is just another flyer or whatever. And then this is music page, some more wax paper, or parchment paper rather, book pages, a piece of the Happy Planner, but it's the big one. It's a piece of that, and it's been dyed, and this is coming out. And that's what'll happen too if you use some of the books or some of the pages that are older and they tear real easy. But you can always re-secure them. And we are about 2/3 done. And this is another full signature of the notebook paper. I liked this one. I wish I would have been, okay, take 3. That was a phone call. I wish I could find more paper like this, but I've got this many years ago. Many moons ago. I think I got it like 10 years ago. But anyway, another Edwardian. Made that the centerpiece. But this is what the book looks like. Like, this is your pages that you get in your book. You don't do anything to them. They come just like this. I didn't do anything to this book other than cut it. Or to these pages other than cut it down. That was it. And it's just absolutely beautiful. You can see over here the script on the side is just insane. And the images, I really enjoy images and pages from that book. But as far as how many pages, oh, this is what I was talking about with the vertical lines. Because if you fold it like that, fold it to where you have more paper to actually play with, you'll end up with vertical lines, the notebook paper. I'm getting the last few signatures, and this is another printed image. Another notebook, or a notepad page. This one was not dyed, it was just added in. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I lose track of my brain so often. Edwardian again. I used a lot of the Edwardian in here because I really like it. It's very pretty. I want to find another copy, but the only other copy that I've found so far is like $13 on Amazon. I'm like, no, I'm good, I'll wait. Because the first copy that I found, I got really lucky and got it for like $3 with like $2.99 shipping or something like that. So I ended up paying like $5 for it, $6, which isn't bad, especially since I'll be able to get a lot of use out of it. Book page. I don't know what book I used for this, and I didn't do anything to the pages. I just took them out of the signatures and put them into mine. Excuse me. This one's June. Music page, paper bag. As you can see, I love the paper bag feel. I used it quite a few times in this pamphlet with a map. Map of Seattle, map of downtown Seattle, another printed page, notebook paper, music paper. Again, I did not dye this. This was just the integrity of the page when I bought the book. Printed paper, music paper, printed paper, notebook. And as you guys can see also too with this particular journal, I did not do a whole lot of like pockets and flips and stuff like that, unless of course it was, you know, the pamphlet like this, it's folded anyway. But I didn't do a lot of anything fancy as far as that goes. August, my birth month. It was just simply putting the signatures together and then putting them in the book. That was very challenging for me because, like I said, this was the very first journal that I had done. So I wanted to do it, but at the same time I wanted to keep it simple so I could feel like, you know, I did it okay, if that makes sense. But that is the journal. It is quite large. I believe the spine is like 2 or 3 inches. Let's see. Let's go across. It is 2.5 inches. Let's move that back up so you guys can see it. It's like 2.5 inches. It does sit open a little bit, especially if you sit like this. But if you close it and then look, it's about 2.5. But yeah, that's it. I will go over my other projects that I've done and my other journals, but as far as this one goes, I hope you guys liked it. This is what I've been working on for the last couple weeks. I am making a travel journal. It's not a travels notebook. It is a journal like this. It's just specifically for traveling because, again, we are moving across country. Every time they move us across the country. So it's like, okay. So anyway, I'm making traveling journals for my children. I've already made my daughter's. I just have to finish it. It's 4 inches in spine. She added so much stuff to it. It is insane. Anyway, I will try to get that together for you guys, and I will talk to you guys later. All right. Thank you. Bye.